Before we get on with today's review of video games, I'd like to give a big shout out to my dad, who starts a newly appointed term today. As you leave the family home to serve in your new position, I want to make it clear that I still believe my dad is innocent and didn't do that thing they're sending him away for. What even is a hate crime anyway? Never heard of those. I thought crime was just crime, not that dad did anything anyway. Speaking of which, this is thematically relevant today because we are talking about a prison simulator today, and today we'll be talking about the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Oh, 17. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion is a game all about being a prisoner in a prison, you see. Long before games like The Escapists and The Chronicles of Riddick Bottle Bay were around to show us what life behind bars is really like, we had Tequila Softworks' seminal classic Oblivion. I don't know what seminal means, but I hear it's when people talk about things they like, and they don't get on trouble on TV for saying it, even though it sounds a bit like that posh sciencey word for spermatozoa, so now I'm getting to say it. Seminal. Oblivion is the right name for this game because that is what life is like for someone who is made to live in a prison by a person called a judge. Sitting around in a jail cell with nothing to do is pretty shit, really, and I respect the game for letting us experience that shitness from the perspective of a real-life criminal. Due to something called artistry, Oblivion doesn't tell you what you did to get arrested and sent to the clink clink, which is good because you get to make it up. I like to pretend I was sent down doing 20 to 10 in the pen because I punched Scotty Hamsling from school so hard his head flew into the moon and they couldn't get it down again even with a really long stick. And maybe that'll teach him not to steal my fucking lunch anyway. He got hit with this car last summer, right? And then he couldn't steal my lunch because he was too busy not having a lot of his face anymore to thieve my sandwiches.
Prisoner, get over by the window, now. 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 Prisoner, get over by the window.
What I love most about this game is that you can make yourself in it using something called a character maker. Here I am making myself in it. It's pretty photorealistic actually, by the way. Soon into your prison experience, things take a turn for the dramatic when the king, played by Mark Hamill, breaks into your cell and says loads of boring stuff before opening a big hole in your cell and doing his own thing. Grand adventure awaits, but personally I've never been curious what goes on past there, so I stay in my cell. There's lots of stuff to do. You can pick up a vase and swing it about the place. You can play swing ball. You can do throwing a skull around. You can chat with a dickhead. You can probably sit down on this chair as well, but I've never worked out how. In conclusion, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion is a good game about prisons, and it makes me want to grow up and try being a prisoner as well one day, just like my dad. Except less racist than him because he threw that brick right into that shop.